Sheriff, roll please.
Master Combs.
Here.
Master Barger.
Here.
Master Tudor.
Yes.
Master Botkin.
Present.
Judge Taylor.
Here. At this time, I would like to invite Pastor David Evans from Corinth Christian Church to come up and lead us in a word of prayer. Appreciate you being here today.
No problem. Glad to be here. I bring you greetings from Corinth Christian Church on Bogey Mill Road. And to begin, I just want to commend you all on the wonderful, outstanding job you're doing here with the county. Everybody from sheriff and jailer and county attorney, county clerk, county attorney, everybody's doing just a great job. And we appreciate you. So let's go to the Lord in prayer right now. Let's pray. Father, we come before you this morning to ask your blessing upon this meeting. Father, I ask you to be with these elected leaders that you have selected for this county, that you would give them the wisdom that they need to make the decisions that would be both pleasing to you and to the people of Madison County. Father, I ask you to be with all the people here in the county that need you so desperately today. People are struggling, Father, now today. They're struggling economically, spiritually, emotionally, physically. We just ask that you be with them, Father, that you would know that you are near to them, Father, that you are not just near, but you are here. And Father, we pray especially for our country at this time. We pray, Father, that we would fall on our knees and beg for your forgiveness for our country, Father, that you would look down upon this country with mercy. Father, we just pray that the hatred and the animosity would leave and the love of Jesus Christ would enter into the hearts and lives of every person, Father. Father, we need revival in this country so bad, and we just ask that it would begin with us. Now, Father, we ask your blessing upon this meeting, that everything that's said and done would be to your glory and your honor. We give this in the name of our risen Savior and our coming King. In the name of Jesus Christ we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Why don't you introduce your guest with you?
Oh, this is my granddaughter, Kinley Nicole. Our running partner.
She's getting started early.
She goes to nursing homes, funeral homes, hospitals. She goes with me every place.
Well, she'll fit in good here.
Sheriff, if you will, please stand.
Please stand. Face the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated.
Thanks, Sheriff. Guys, at this time, y'all have had a chance to look at the previous meeting's minutes. This time I need a motion and a second to approve those.
So move.
Second. Call the roll, please.
Master Combs.
Yes.
Master Barger.
Yes.
Master Tudor.
Yes.
Master Botkin.
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes. Treasurer's report will be at our next meeting. At this time, I'd like to ask the court's permission to amend the agenda. We had a grant approval that came in. It's Resolution 1605 for the fire department on some extrication equipment. I need a motion and a second to amend the agenda.
I move we amend the agenda.
Second.
No discussion. Call the roll, please.
Master Combs.
Yes.
Master Barger.
Yes.
Master Tudor.
Yes.
Master Botkin.
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes. So at this time, we have we're going to be going for a grant, Resolution 1605, to qualify for some extrication equipment for both our fire departments 1 and 2. This would allow us to be able to help in rescue once all of our firefighters are certified and trained. I have sometimes in some situations we're running wrecks, and if the Madison County Rescue Squad's not there and we're first on the scene, I'm fearful that we would potentially be able to save a life if we don't have the equipment needed to extricate somebody out of a vehicle.
How much money was this, Judge?
I think the grant is for potentially up to $20,000. And what our thoughts are is I don't think that we can purchase the equipment for both, but we're looking to get the equipment for one to be able to do our training and stuff that we need, and then next year ask for it again to get it for the second truck. And it's pretty good timing because we're wanting to put this stuff on our new trucks that we're going to get. I actually talked to them yesterday, and they're looking to be able to potentially have these new trucks between, which we haven't ordered them yet, but timing wise with the funding from CSEP coming in, we would be getting no later than December of 17 so about another year and a half. So, and this is not, this is just the resolution for us to write
We
the
ordered
grant.
2, is that?
We haven't ordered any, but yes, we
Yeah,
will
okay.
be.
Okay, all right.
Yep. Yep.
Thank you.
Is that
Sure.
state or federal grant?
I think it is state. Mhm. No, I'm sorry. It comes through the state, but it's the United States Homeland Security grant.
Okay.
Mhm.
You know, they're broken, Frank, John, you know that.
Do we need a motion on this?
Please,
I move, we move forward with this grant application.
Resolution 1605.
1605.
If there's no more discussion, call the roll, please.
Master Barger,
Yes.
Master Tudor,
Yes.
Master Bach,
Yes.
Master Combs,
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes. Guys, I'm going to skip down to number 10 and number 11, and we're going to go ahead and talk about and have our second reading of ordinance 1606 and 1607. So this is the second reading, it's the second reading of ordinance 1606. This is to amend the land use regulations on the compressor units. I've gotten some information back from some local associations in the state, statewide. And we need to have, Craig, if you want to come up, you're more welcome to be at the podium in case anybody has any questions. Kendra Morgan has actually sent a letter opposing this ordinance, saying that we're local governments don't have jurisdiction over this, that we would be over-regulating, and it's already being regulated by FERC. The main problem that I've had is I've tried for a year and 2 months to have dialogue. And John, you know it well, you've been in meetings. I've tried to have dialogue with Kendra Morgan to come in and really just educate our community and make us feel comfortable and safe. You know, a lot of the letters that I've read, that I've gotten from the Kentucky Gas Association, the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, you know, it's like that they're saying that we're trying to stop this, and we're not trying to stop this. We just want to make sure that this is not going to be a nuisance on our community members that live around this potential compressor station, and it's going to happen. We just want to make sure that we're keeping our community safe, that there's not noise nuisance at 12 o'clock at night, that there's not air pollution, that there's not water pollution. And, you know, I've read this ordinance that that's in front of each and every one of you several times. And I don't see that we're asking for anything that's really harsh. And I don't know what your all's feelings are on it. I've sent y'all the letters. Y'all read Kendra Morgan's letter. Some other letters in front of you now from the Kentucky Chamber and the Kentucky Gas Association. You know, I want to be a good partner. I think it's important for all of us to have low utility costs, but at the same time, those low utility costs can't come at the expense of people that live around these type of facilities, and it becomes a nuisance, lowers our property values, and that's all we're doing, you know. And I feel like that if Kendra Morgan wanted to be a good partner, that they would have already reached out to us and wanted to have this positive dialogue. And it shouldn't wait till the very last minute for them to start, I guess, somewhat taking us serious and communicating. So, you know, they want to have dialogue now. They want us to table this second reading and have discussion in a few weeks. So I'm just telling y'all all the information, laying it out on the table. We as a court, that's why we're here. We make these decisions of what we feel like is best for our community.
So Judge, I feel that you've been over backwards trying to be fair with them. But I tell you probably what's getting them is we put a little more bite into this than they thought we would. And let's not back up.
As you know, Judge, I've been involved with Craig and Mr. Fitzgerald from the very beginning. We went over to Danville and listened to some of the regulations they were developing over there and kind of modeled their standards and codes basically on what Boyle County has done. Of course, they didn't have the compressor station over there, but they had the pipeline going through the county. And I feel like it's just for the safety concerns of the citizens. As far as the compressor station, it's just the noise level and the ordinance for to try to keep it manageable for the citizens that live in that area. I mean, it's going to, without putting some buffer zones on it and reducing the sound decibels, it's going to cause some problems to people who live in that area. It's going to cause some property values to go down. And so I think we've had a chance to meet with Kinder Morgan in the past. They sat right here at this panel several months ago and told us that we'd rather not come to the community and explain it. Said we were afraid we're walking into a hostile environment. But you need to let people know what you have in mind doing before you try to make a move and make some changes in the community. So I think these guidelines and ordinances are just putting some safety issues and some regulations in place that will take care of our citizens. So we move forward with this ordinance.
I've been to 3 different counties, 3 different meetings on this issue, and I've never seen one of them there yet, as well as the one that we had here. And as elected officials of this county, we're responsible for the safety and the health and the welfare of the people that lives in this county. And I don't know of any way that we can stop now and not show the people that we're concerned about their health and safety and welfare. We just can't call it off now. I think we need to proceed. If they want to come and negotiate or talk to us and tell us why this won't work, or you don't have the right to do this or whatever, that's fine, but they've never done that to this point. But I think we should proceed.
And I simply would just agree with what everyone else has said. You know, we've all had the opportunity to read this. It's very well written. It's not that restrictive in what it's asking for. And if you live beside one of these compressor stations, this is important to you. It's a very important issue. And so I would just echo what everyone else has said. I think this is an ordinance that needs to be put in place.
Okay, is there anybody else that has any comments in the audience? All right, at this time I need a motion and a second to approve the second reading of ordinance 1606, which is amend land use regulations on compressor units.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Master Tudor,
Yes.
Master Buckin,
Yes.
Master Combs,
Yes.
Master Berger,
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes. Next is second reading of ordinance 1607, which is amend land use regs hazardous liquid pipelines. In all the letters and discussion that I've had with other groups, nobody's brought up the liquid pipeline. So I feel very confident that we need to stand strong on it as well. And again, we just need to have some rules and regulations in place that protect our community. So at this time, I need a motion and a second reading of ordinance 1607, amend land use regs hazardous liquid pipelines.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
I think Mr. Fitzgerald sit down with their planning and zoning board and develop some regulations that are manageable for both sides here to try to make this as safe as possible for the county. And like we said before, Kinder Morgan doesn't seem to have been involved in any of the decisions about making the regulations, so they haven't come and informed us. So I don't think these regulations are out of the question of being able to live up to. So I move that we move forward with this amendment, this ordinance.
Any comments from the audience? Call the roll, please.
Master Bodkin?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Carter?
Yes.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. All right, next, we're going to
This
jump
is the
back.
first time I've ever been in front of a microphone and haven't said something.
It's killing you.
Hey, well, that was your fault.
I was just getting ready to ask.
No, I'm just pointing that out. I
Thanks.
appreciate it very much, gentlemen. I gotta go up to the VA. I got an appointment. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
I hope it's not on your ice.
No. Right here. See.
At this time, we'll step back up to number 1. We've got a Justice Administration grant. It's a local law enforcement grant. This is the JAG grant. This is a grant that we partner with the city of Richmond on. The total value is $14,479. And I'm asking the court's permission for the interlocal agreement between Madison County and the city of Richmond. Each police force, sheriff's department, and the city police of Richmond will split the grant amount, and this money goes towards the MDTs, which is the mobile devices that are in the cars.
Well, I'm sure the sheriff's department can use it.
We get it every year through the Richmond Police Department sharing with us. For 1 year we file it, next year they file.
Yeah. So the amount the county and the city each will get is $7,239.50. That's the amounts that each police force will get.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
If there's no more discussion, call the roll, please.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Master Bodkin?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Mr. Tommy, you want to come up to the podium? Talk to us about 2015 Sheriff's Tax Settlement.
Each year, we're required by KRS to do a preliminary settlement for all tax monies collected. And then we present it to the court. And then after the court's approval and discussion, it releases the state auditors to come into the sheriff's office and audit their books. And I sent everybody a copy in a Dropbox. We had a couple of glitches on the computer, and then I missed the NSF bill. We dispersed property taxes twice. I got to get that back, but after it's all said and done, at the bottom line, you'll see on your Dropbox there that we're well within the parameters that we need to be as far as collections when you're considering we're collecting almost $4,700 million. For example, we owe the county 95 cents. We're not going to pay it. Anything under $5, we just let it
I
go.
think you need to give the judge $1.
I'll see him after court.
I'm gonna ask you, because I know Mike's not gonna give you.
No, but that's where we're at. After we get these issues addressed from what money we need to get back from the different entities on the mistakes that were overlooked, that will be well within the range of acceptance. And we feel good about it. Every year we've been very good. A lot of these items are because the amounts are rounded in a computer. And when you're dealing with that much money, it can go up either way. And the auditors, if they feel like that you're within several $100s, they're satisfied because they deal with such large numbers.
Right.
But we're getting it down there. We're very close. We feel very comfortable with that. Anybody have any questions?
No, I want to comment to you and Mike and your all staff. I mean, to collect that much money and come up less than $1, that's good. And I compliment you all on that. And when I come over and paid mine, I sat there back in the back I didn't want to get in front of anybody, and I didn't. It's unbelievable how y'all handle it. So I commend you for that.
Thank you. It gets hectic at times, but we work through it.
Tommy, we just appreciate having somebody in the financial realm to take care of the sheriff's budget like you do, and thank you for that. And what a great job that the sheriff and their department does over there. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Tom, if you would, let the court know the figures on like watershed, percentage, library, ambulance service.
You mean the amount of money dispersed to those?
Well, that or what we collect for this.
Well, for the county, we collected 3.8 million. Madison County Schools, almost 27 million. Health, 2.2 million. Library, 2.5. Extension, 726,000. Ambulance service, 2.2. Berea School, 1.7 million. Red Lake Watershed, 38,000. And what we do when we collect this, we have a commission percent that we can collect. The schools have 1.5% commission fee. That's the lowest it can go. The most it can go is 4.25. And that's what everybody else gives the sheriff's office for collection, with the exception of the ambulance department. And they are by KRS 4.0. That's the amount that they have to pay by commission. And for the state, we sent the state 6.3 million.
So does the school system determine what they pay, I mean, above the 1.5?
It's left up to the board.
The school, each individual board sets their own commission rate. We have no control.
I've always said that's not fair. Mark probably can.
I recall having this discussion many years ago with
Absolutely.
Sheriff Cochran and with Magistrate Combs about what some people perceive to be the inequities in the rates between what the sheriff got for collection for that entity compared to all the others.
That's correct.
And it's been many years ago since we had that discussion.
Other counties give more. I think Pike County is over 3%. Knott County, where I'm from, is 4%. I think Pulaski maybe 3%, Laurel maybe 3%. When you're dealing with that much money, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you increase a percent, just a fraction on that amount of money, it really adds up.
So that percentage is not based on the 26 million?
No. The percent that they give is based on what they set for us, regardless of how much we collect. If it's 10 million or 26 million, it's 1.5%.
Of that amount you collect,
Right,
though?
right.
Yeah.
Yes,
So, but the amount you collect for the school was 26 million, you said, I believe?
yes, it's almost 27 million.
This year, yeah.
This
So,
year.
so you all got paid
One-
Yeah.
1.5% of the 26 million?
Right.
Tommy, I just wish the school board would reconsider that with the large tax base that they're getting, and, help pay a little bit more on their sheriff's department and some of the, duties that you all carry out, not only for the school board, the entire county. And, if everybody paid their fair share and kind of equal it out, it sure help balance it a little bit, because the school board is the largest entity that it's tax base of anybody in the county.
Well, according to law, Mike doesn't have, the sheriff's department don't have to collect that, number one. But if you don't, you're not gonna get the 1.5.
That would even affect our budget even more.
Absolutely. So I'm glad you're getting 1.5, but John, I agree with you. And like Mark said, we've been there before. And I don't know that we even got in the room, did we, Mark?
I don't recall. If we did, I wasn't there.
We're all in this together, Larry.
Absolutely.
Everybody has to pay their fair share and help each other out here. So I don't think it's occurred.
If the sheriff didn't do this, how would they collect?
You wouldn't put
They wouldn't. There'd be a lot of people say, I'm not gonna pay it.
At one time, I think, if it goes back into history, at one time, I think Madison County moved it up to 4%. And then they went to court and it dropped down to 1.5. And that's where it's remained for the last numerous years.
Yeah, it's been that way for 35 years I've been here.
Hopefully, Larry, this will be the year that it won't fall on deaf ears, because I remember them taking a 4% increase at the school board meeting this past year. So maybe some of that'll fall our way.
This is not only the Madison County schools, but this is also the Berea Independent School District also. They pay 1.5%. Their tax rates are a lot higher than the county rates because I live in the city of Berea School District. $100,000 piece of property compared to the county tax bill and the city of Berea tax bill is probably $300-some. There's that much difference.
You're gonna have to downsize, Tommy. Smaller house.
They take the 4% each year, so it doesn't matter much.
And keep in
Anything else?
mind that we're a fee county. Madison County is one of the 11 counties in the state's fee county, Jefferson County, Fayette, and the sheriff's department. So our money comes in as fees, and that's what helps us on the top end. And then what we lack is what the court gives us to get our budget up where we have to operate to serve the citizens of this county.
Well, I think the people need to know that the school system's not paying their fair share, as far as I'm concerned, not paying their fair share of what the other entities are paying. Is that right?
Thank you, Tommy. Appreciate it.
Okay.
At
So
this
if
time, go
We'll
ahead.
get that signed out, we'll get that to the state.
Sure.
And then we'll turn the auditors loose.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
At this time, I need a motion and a second to approve the tax collection settlements for sheriff pending state audit for 2015.
So move.
Second.
If there's no more discussion, call the roll, please.
Mr. Barger?
Yes.
Mr. Tudor?
Yes.
Mr. Bodkin?
Yes.
Mr. Combs?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes. Next, I need to ask court's permission for me to go into a memorandum of agreement with the Madison County Health Department on the Safety City property.
Judge, I've read over that, and I think it's fair, don't get me wrong, but I can't understand why they don't come before the court every now and then. I mean, once or twice a year and tell us what's going on. Give us the numbers, how many kids go in and whatever. I don't think that's asking too much.
I think part of that might be on us just requesting that, and I mean, it's definitely something that I can do. I know our chief, I know our fire guys, they assist in a lot of those tours, so to say. And really probably right now would be a good time for them to come in and give us a report, because now the school year's over and a lot of our students in our school system are taking field trips there, and so I'll just see if I can't get maybe get
Well, I
them on
think
the
that'd be a
agenda.
good gesture. I mean,
Mhm.
I remember them coming before us one time.
Yeah, I think they've come once since I've been.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and it might have been about this time last year.
It could have been.
You know. So I will make it happen. So I need a motion and a second for the approval of me to sign the agreement with the Madison County Health Department on the Safety City property.
I move we go in an agreement with the Madison County Health Department on Safety City.
Second.
If there's no more discussion, call the roll, please.
Mr. Tudor?
Yes.
Mr. Bodkin?
Yes.
Mr. Combs?
Yes.
Mr. Barger?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next is Madison County Fairgrounds lease. This really is more than anything, it's just cleaning up some paperwork. We had signed an agreement with them back in 2007, May of 2007. It was for a 5-year term, and then renewal periods of 5 years as well. And I guess it did not happen in 2012. Maybe it slipped through the cracks. But this is on the, I think it's about 1 acre out front, 2 acres out front of the fairgrounds, where The county leases that for $1 a year, and a lot of our little youth groups, soccer, baseball, I think they use that plot of land right there just to do practices. They don't hold any games there. But I guess back in the day there was some need for some spaces of land to provide those services to the community, and Madison County Fair Board was willing to let the county have that land. So this is really just updating some records, and that way both entities know what's going on. So I need the court's permission to sign this agreement, which is a lease agreement with the Madison County Fair and Horse Show Incorporated, and this will be for $1 annually, and the terms will be for another 5 years.
Make a motion to accept the lease agreement.
Second.
Judge, I think this is a good thing, because that end of the county is kind of limited to their, fields for soccer, softball, little league, so forth. So to have a little extra room out there for some of the youth to participate in some practice activities, I think is a good thing. It's not.
Who distributed that?
That's my district. Right.
See, he gets everything.
All these major things go on in the 3rd district.
Yeah, that's right.
You have to realize
He's
it.
gonna get the pump station and everything else.
Yeah.
Well,
I appreciate y'all going along.
Yeah. We appreciate being in your territory.
We all work together.
Absolutely.
That's all.
So we have a motion and a second. If we have no more discussion, call the roll, please.
Master Bacon?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Glennon, next is the insurance. Madison County Property and Liability Insurance and Workers' Comp.
You have in your packet, we did bid it out, tried to bid it out this year just to make sure that we were getting the best value. And with our unusual circumstances of being a local government and having a jail, it's very hard to get any companies to bid out. So we're very thankful to have CAECO, which is Kentucky Association of Counties, and they cover our liability, property liability, auto, workers' comp, and they have for years. But understanding, we just wanted to make sure that that was the best way for us to go. And after doing investigations and bidding out, we did find that to be the case. CAECO's here with us today if you all would like to come up and present what this year's renewal is.
While they're coming up, I'll say that CAECO provides a lot of services that you won't get through other policies. If you may be looking at things and think that you're looking at very comparative contracts, but if you look closely, there's some things that CAECO do that really sets it apart from other carriers. So I think they provide outstanding service.
Yes.
Well, and I don't have to really say anything. Thank you, really, thank you so much
And I don't
for
think
that.
that you guys realize if you're driving to an event somewhere on county business,
We're covered. As long as we're in
you're
county.
you're not just covered, they're the first.
Yeah.
They pay before your insurance pays if there's an accident.
There's no other company that does that.
And on top of that, you have the same levels of insurance that you do as if you're driving a county vehicle. And by
Yes.
that I mean that, the minimum state limits, now I don't know what they are anymore, 25,000, 50,000, that the majority probably of citizens carry out there. And you all have 3 million limits of liability. So you're protected to high levels. You also have that includes not just liability but physical damage coverage.
Mm-hmm.
So you have full coverage on your vehicles when you're using them for county business. So yeah, I appreciate you all saying the kind words that you did, and that's kind of what I wanted to say too. Is that CAECO was formed for county governments many years ago. The insurance programs were created for county governments in response to things just like what you guys are going through this year. When you did put it out to look at others to see what else was out there for you. This happened. A couple of counties did the same thing last year in Eastern Kentucky, and they had the same results. And that is that sometimes they'll come in and say, well, we'll write your property, or we'll write this or that or piece of it, but they won't cover all of it, and they won't cover especially the law enforcement, the jail specifically, a lot of times. But you all created this program, the counties did, because you needed that and made sure you needed that to have that security for long term. Every now and then somebody will come into the marketplace and say, oh, we can do this, we'll write it. That happened, I know, with schools and things as well too. But then they come and they go. CAECO's here for you now, 20 years ago, and now. and we want to continue to be here for you in the years to come. And the only way that we can continue to be here for you is if you continue your support as well too. Without you, we don't have a program. So thank you all. Thank you all very much for your support. I feel like we gave a very extremely competitive renewal for you guys as well this year too. As you notice, your property and liability is down a few $1,000s this year. That's because our rates overall, the boards, which are made up of county officials, back in February, made the decision to lower rates on a couple of the lines of coverage. So your rates on your auto went down just a little bit, and your general liability. The others all stayed the same. You all have fewer autos this year than you had last year too, so your premium's down a little bit because of that.
And it's, we'll say the amount, it's 13,000. It's
Is what's
estimated
less?
13,000.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you all got, it was a good year for you guys with that. Your loss ratio for the county as a whole is a little over 100%. But you weren't penalized for that. We look at you again for the long term. That's what we're in it to win it here for the long term with you guys as partners. So we looked at that, and the underwriters did, and looked at that, and your relationship with KECO and what you mean to our program, and wanted to give you the best offer of insurance and continue all the same insurance coverage that you have now. On the workers' comp side, again, it's down this year. You're one of the better entities, I guess, in our program in that regard. You have a work comp mod, experience mod, which is reflective of your losses, that is below a 1, which means you get some extra credit for that. In addition, the board again voted to lower the majority of our rates this year on the workers' comp. We're lower, usually just a few cents. We had a few, like garbage, that went up a few cents. But overall, for you guys, with the weight of your payrolls in those categories, you saw a nice little decrease in that. In addition to that, you saw a decrease because of your experience mod, so you got a little bit less than that. And you got to love the state, they lowered the work comp tax rate this year a little bit, so you got a little bit of savings in that area as well. And then finally, on the workers' comp, you all became a certified drug-free workplace last year. The credit that you got last year for that was given to you after the fact because it was after July 1, so it wasn't reflective in your actual premium you paid last year. But this year it is, and that's about $9,300, $9,400 savings that you got that's also reflective on this particular, on the renewal thing. So you got a nice savings on the work comp this year for all of those reasons, and again, and especially because you have really good loss ratio on your work comp side too. So thank you. This is a 2-year offering as well too. It's a 2-year policy. We used to do 3-year policies a lot. Last year we did a 1-year policy. We're doing a 2-year to do a catch-up on that 3-year policy term. That's how our reinsurance program works as well. So we're getting back on that cycle. So what we're offering you today as well is a 2-year policy term, annually payable, of course, but a 2-year policy term. Does anybody have any questions?
I think, of course, I don't know how the other members feel, but I know how I feel. I can remember the first time you come here. That's been me.
You had to say that, didn't you?
Well,
now everybody knows that I'm more than 35.
She's not nearly as old as you are, Larry.
Well, she's got a few more gray hairs, I can tell you that. But, without that, and we did look other places, but I always felt like we would come back to you. When was KECO formed? Does anybody know?
KECO itself, 1974, I believe.
74, okay.
Now, the insurance program's in 1987.
Okay. Well, I
Okay, I should
think
have said 2007.
It's a blessing to us to have that type of coverage for that price. And I don't know where you'd be. I really don't. It's what would tickle me if y'all get in the healthcare business.
Well, I wanted to do the due diligence to our community, to fiscal court and our citizens, and bid it out. And I truly felt like we would be going with KECO. But now we know the facts. Now we can say that we did do our due diligence, and KECO is the best. I love the relationship. We have one of our own, Madison County, in Dwayne, that really works hard for us, comes to my office all the time, is always encouraging us to do the safety committees and implement safety programs, and he's really educated me. People can tell me to wipe the brown off my nose if they want, but I do appreciate what you mean to Madison County and what you've done for Madison County when you were here in local government, and now that you're at KECO and state government.
We appreciate Madison County, and KECO is here for you. That's where we are. You own it, and we appreciate y'all's business.
Well, it's always good to have somebody local that you just pick the phone up, which I got his mobile number. I won't ride with him on his motorcycle, but he does give me a lot of information.
We're here 24 hours a day, I promise you.
anything we can do.
That's correct, and I appreciate that.
And I have to say, I've been here for 16 years and dealt with claims on CAECO. There is no better service than CAECO. And no matter workers' comp, auto, liability, whatever it is, their lawyers that they have, we can call anytime, ask any legal questions. Their services are outstanding.
That's what the sheriff just said, they provide a lot of legal
Yes.
stuff for them. I know that's very helpful to you.
Yes, it is, and then, once or twice a year, they make it convenient for guys to practice on the shooting machine, which
Yeah, we just did that a month. We just did that, what, a month ago?
Yeah.
Month and a half ago?
They're gonna make them
keeps
targets
us
bigger for
updated,
you.
qualified in our training.
I need a bigger.
Yeah, the programs that they offer to us at no cost really add up, that we would have to pay elsewhere to get those kind of trainings.
Let's be careful what we say, because they may go up before they leave.
I was just getting ready to say, as long as the price is fair, you're not gonna find anybody with the experience that Keiko's gonna have to deal with the issues that we have. You can call them today and tell them what's happened, and I assure you, probably a week ago or a month ago, they dealt with the same, almost identical thing. They're gonna know how to handle it. And that's what it's all about.
They, so just to sum this up on our premiums, on the, I guess the auto and the liability, property liability went down approximately $13,000, and then the workers' comp approximately went down about $20,000. So I think in the budget, I think you changed it 32,000 and some change, I think was the total.
You need a motion to accept this?
Yes, so you need a motion and a second to approve that CAECO will provide us our property and liability insurance and workers' comp.
So moved.
Second.
There's no more
Thank
discussion.
y'all for coming.
Call the roll,
Oh, thank
please.
y'all.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Barter?
Yes.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Master Buckett?
Yes.
Just Tate.
Yes. Thank you guys a lot. Appreciate it. All right. Next is Scott. He's gonna come up. Guys, we bid out, we advertised out for our rock, gas, oil, and culverts. And we had that bid opening this past Friday at 4 o'clock. We were actually a little disappointed because we only got gas fuel bids in, and I don't know really what happened with the asphalt and the rock and the culverts and stuff, but we're going to have to rebid it because we didn't get any bids on it. Going to have to make sure, I guess, we reach out to all potential vendors that would supply that and make sure they know about our bid. But Scott's here today to present the gas bids to the court.
To add to what you just said, we did clear it with Glenda yesterday, and we looked back at our previous vendors for those different areas, and we have sent out letters to make sure that we do get response, along with an advertisement in the paper. So hopefully next court we'll be able to do more. The fuel bids we actually received from two different companies. We received bids from Richmond Petroleum and Riley Oil. I don't know how familiar everyone is with bidding fuel, but I can break down all the prices for you. They mean absolutely nothing. What we're working to accept is the bidder's margin, because fuel goes up and down every day. Actually, when we buy our fuel that day, they send us a sheet of what they buy it for, and then we pay their margin. So we're actually accepting a margin instead of a price.
Well, that's the way it's been done for years and years, because, you can't lock them in.
No.
You're not gonna lock them in.
No,
They're not
we're
gonna
Right.
do it. And I don't blame them. And the way fuel is today, compared to last year, we're probably saving more money. But I agree with you. I mean, it doesn't matter what the cost is, because it's gonna be that no matter when you get it.
Yep.
Tomorrow, next day, could be up, could be down.
So since everybody's understanding that, I'll spare you all those gallon dollar numbers, and we'll go to the bidder margin. Richmond Petroleum, rounded off, they want about a 2 cent per gallon profit margin. Riley Oil is a little over 3%, 3 cents per gallon profit margin. Fairly close, I done the calculations of the gallons that we've purchased for the last 12 months. In the county, we've used 72,480 gallons of fuel. That's gasoline, diesel, off-road diesel of what we've purchased. The price savings over going with Richmond Petroleum versus Riley Oil based on that number of gallons is $2,899. With that being said, I have had conversations with our mechanics, and we want to talk a little bit about quality, availability, and service. We have had both of these suppliers in the past. We have noticed a significant improvement in fuel problems since we have had Riley Oil Company. We are not going through the fuel filters. We're not having the freeze-ups in the wintertime. We're not having the breakdowns. And we feel that's pretty important.
Yeah, you're only looking at $2,000, right?
Exactly. In the past, delivery has been an issue with Richmond Petroleum. Riley has it set up where they are at our tanks every Thursday. They fill our tanks. They give us a certified statement of what's going in the tank. And we always have the availability of fuel. There's nothing worse than getting in a snowstorm or getting in a situation where we have a disaster and then the supplier can't seem to bring us the fuel.
Scott,
So that's important.
Have you actually confronted Richmond Oil about some of the difficulties that you've had?
We have in the past, yes.
And they haven't tried to correct those?
They made minor efforts to correct them, but at that point, we would still need 500 gallon, and they would only bring us 300. So it seemed like they didn't have the supply we needed at that time. And I don't mean to be trying to sway your all's decision either way. I just want you to know the facts of what's been going on.
Well, you're the one that knows.
This is what's happened.
We also have some billing issues with Richmond Petroleum.
Okay.
With, they hire a company, and we have some issues with that.
The third thing I'd like to point out is these pumps and tanks are very expensive. The electronics in the pumps, they're fragile. These guys are rough on them. And since we've had Riley Oil, we've had 2 or 3 breakdowns, and we've had within 20-minute response times. They're either there putting a new pump in and that's no cost to us. That's all absorbed within their margin. So based on everything I've discussed with everyone at the road department and the mechanics and the foreman, assistant foreman on how we need our fuel when we have to have it, and based on their experiences, we are going to give you our recommendation to renew with Riley Oil Company.
Now, Scott, is this a contract to purchase petroleum products like grease, oil? This is only fuel?
Totally separate contract.
Okay. And
we have sent letters out to get rebids on that because one of the supplier we're using currently was not aware that the ad had ran, and we want to make every company that we can aware of it so we can try to get the best price.
Thank you.
Well, it'll be easy on rock, but you just got 3 companies. You got one in Mount Vernon and one across the river, and the other one, that's all you got.
Yeah, I remember last year on rock, Allen Company's the only one that bid it.
Yeah.
No, there was another company,
Mount
Mount Vernon Company.
Mount
did.
Vernon.
Yeah.
But our transportation to them was just astronomical, so we couldn't.
Yeah.
Well, after they bought Jackson County out, I mean, they got the lock on it all.
Yeah.
And they're competitive. I'll give them credit, they are. They're competitive.
Yeah.
They could gouge us if they wanted to because they're bringing it all anyway.
I think this process is great. I think it stops the gouging. You know, we're able to be competitive between the companies, but I think the county should be willing to pay a little more for the superior service because that's what we depend on.
With your recommendation, I'm gonna move that we approve that.
Do I have a second?
Second.
If there's no more discussion, call the roll, please.
Mr. Barger?
Yes.
Mr. Tudor?
Yes.
Mr. Biken?
Yes.
Mr. Combs?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks,
for the
Scott.
research. Scott.
appreciate it.
The motion was to approve that. Which one is that?
Gas.
The gas. It's the only, it's the
Which
only.
bid? Which bid?
The Riley.
Riley.
Riley,
On their recommendation.
On their recommendation.
Their recommendation was Riley.
He said he wasn't recommending. He said he was just giving you the facts.
Well, he Samuels did. But I will, I'll
I
make
just
it
wanted-
part of my
Well, the
motion.
last,
Was on-
just to be clear, just to clarify, the last statement that Scott made is upon,
Renew it with
To-
Riley.
was on his recommendation was to renew it with Riley. Yeah,
I didn't hear right. Oh, yeah, right.
yeah, yeah. Thanks though for keeping us clear. Next on the agenda is the second reading of ordinance 1609 budget amendment, which is budget amendment to the jail budget. And these are some extra funds that we received. Glenn, I think state prison reimbursement was $57,000, jail telephone commissions was $18,000, surplus from prior year was $29,546.
Yes. And we usually wait till the end of the year to see every line that goes over and then try to do one budget amendment to clean them all up.
Mhm. Yep. So I need a motion and a second to approve the second reading of ordinance 1609, budget amendment to the jail budget.
So move.
Second.
If there's no discussion, call the roll, please.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Mr. Biken?
Yes.
Mr. Combs?
Yes.
Mr. Barger?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next is second reading of ordinance 1608, which is a budget amendment to the road budget. This is the NRCS reimbursement, I believe for $75,555. Now, are these the projects that we already done?
Yes.
The Bill Eads and the,
Yes.
I think Phelps, and there's one Durban?
No. Crutch.
Valley Drive, yeah, Valley Drive, yeah. We haven't done
Yeah,
Crutcher.
we have to do the work, then
Then
turn it
get
in,
reimbursed.
then they give us the money, and
Yeah.
then after I receive the money, then I can budget amend it.
Right, yeah. So, and we're appreciative of this. We worked with the NRCS, Sam Miller and them, after that flooding that we had, and they really helped us out. It helped Bill Eads really well. It looks really good, so. So I need a motion and a second to approve second reading of ordinance 1608, budget amendment to the road budget.
So move.
Second.
If there's no more discussion, call the roll, please.
Master Biken?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next is second reading of ordinance 1605, which is 2016-17 Madison County Fiscal Court budget. In your all's Dropbox, you've seen the changes that we've made. Some of these things really are, the changes we made were due to our insurance premium going down. The decrease to property liability insurance from $546,088 to $533,502, and then decrease the workers' comp insurance from $206,531 to $186,988. And then, of course, you added that difference back into the reserve for transfer, $32,129, and that's with the savings in the insurance. And then we added a $21,600 to both revenue and expenditure line items for fire department, which is in fire incentive fund, due to the change from $3,100 to $4,000 per firefighter per KCTCS.
And that's a pass-through.
Yep.
The $32,129 back in the budget, is that designated for any transfers, Glenn, or it can go? Does it have to go to a certain department?
No,
No.
no, the 32,000 goes back into reserve for transfer for the general fund.
For the general fund?
But it can go to any department in the general fund when we need it.
Yeah. So, guys, I want to first say thank our staff. We worked very hard on this budget, Glenn, and I know we put in a lot of time. Colleen, all the department heads. I'm very proud of them, and just their transformation from our meetings a year ago, when we brought them into a budget, and how proud they were of the savings and stuff that they've had throughout this year. Our staff's done a really good job, and sometimes on paper it doesn't show, just due to the fact of how much that we're having to give out to I'll say it, to fight this drug epidemic, you know, and so. But I appreciate all of our team's patience and knowing that we're trying to accomplish good things for our county. And they do a good job. So at this time, I need a motion and a second for ordinance 1605, second reading of the Madison County Fiscal Court budget for 2016 and 17.
Judge, before we vote on this, can we break the magistrate's salaries individually?
I can't on this year's budget.
I understand.
But I can next year if we would like it.
Well,
work
I mean,
out.
you know, when you look at that, you say, can't believe that guy's
Yeah.
making that kind of money. I'm not.
Yeah.
We're not.
Yeah.
That's divided by 4, right?
Yeah,
divided
and they're
by
all
4.
equal. Like
Oh, I know
there's,
that. I mean, just because I've been here 30
Yeah,
plus
you don't
years,
get any bit more
I get
than the
same
other.
thing as John and
yes.
Tom does. But what
But
I'm
we
saying
can't do that next year.
I would appreciate that if you would, because it's kind of misleading.
The general public look at it and said $113,000 for the magistrate's salary.
Yeah.
And that's divided by 4, Larry. So
I know what it
it's deceiving there. It really
I know
is.
that.
And
I
Tom
know
and I
one
talked
thing.
about that.
I'd be mad
I wouldn't get my share of that
Huh?
if you weren't getting your share.
if y'all were getting X. You'd be making more than me.
I'd be running against Tom if they were getting oh, buddy.
It's wide open.
But since I broke in, I'll make that motion.
All right, thanks, Larry.
Second.
I think it's a good budget, and I know probably the next time we get together, it's gonna be a whole lot different, because we've got other problems that we have to address.
Yep.
So,
And
smile at this one.
and might have to address it even before we get to the next
Well,
budget.
it could
you know?
be, yeah, I agree.
Yep. So we have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a second, Roger. If there's no more discussion, call the roll.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Master Bodkin?
Yes.
Judge Staley?
Yes. Next, guys, is the first reading of ordinance 1610, which is to amend the administrative code. Y'all should have received this in your Dropbox, and I'm just going to go right into the changes that we made. And Glenna is going to be able to help answer any questions that maybe I don't have the answer to. But one of the things that we changed was a non-standard work day in our administrative code. In the event an employee has a modified schedule that differs from the standard work day, that employee must have their work schedule outlined in their job description and or be outlined in a non-standard workday form. And really and truly, these things we're already doing. It hadn't been spelled out in the administrative code, and these are requirements really by the state to make sure that these are in here. We also, in this 14.2, which is hours of work, is the pay period, which we'd already discussed, changing the pay periods to run from Wednesday through Tuesday, and pay days are every other Tuesday following the end of that pay period. So we've altered that, which is really a request of the auditors when we had our audit, because we weren't allowing ourselves enough time and the eyes to make sure that we've done payroll correctly. So it doesn't mean that the employees still won't get their paycheck potentially on Friday.
The pay period is actually not changing. The pay period stays the same, but we were ending our pay period at midnight on Tuesday and issuing a check by Friday morning. That's a very, very quick turnaround. It puts a lot of pressure on making sure that it's right when you've got this many employees. So the pay period is going to stay the same, but we are going to move our pay date from Friday to Tuesday. However, because we do direct deposit, that does not mean that your deposit may not go in early, but most likely it'll go in on Monday. But we are not required, our pay date is not till Tuesday, so we're not required to have that money to you. So in case we have a problem, which we've had before with electronic funds transfer, we have till Tuesday to give you a paper check. So it just kind of clears up some issues on the urgency when you do have problems with your electronics.
Yeah, and I don't know, y'all probably remember because you got a handwritten check,
Yes.
but we had a situation this year where there was a glitch, and you didn't find out the glitch until I guess Friday, and it was too late. People are going to have to wait till Monday to get their funds in their account. Where we were worried about employees with bills and things like that, so we had to handwrite all that checks for that pay period and sign them and get them out to all the employees. And so this is going to allow, and it was because payday was Thursday night, and then you're going into the weekend. You didn't have enough days to get it all done and get it transferred correctly.
And just for a clarification, because we do have this is going to start July 1st, but because our first payroll is the 3rd and we have a holiday, you still will be getting your payroll on that Friday, which is the 1st. After that, the second payroll in July, we will start putting it to go in on Monday. That way, we have a day. We don't know that we have an electronic glitch until it happens. So we have to have a day in there to be able to fix it, but we've got to go ahead. So most likely, most people are going to receive their paychecks on Monday mornings instead of Friday mornings. But if something happens, it'll definitely be there by Tuesday. So don't plan on your money being there till Tuesday, but it can be there early because of direct deposit.
Yep.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of the employees of the county depend on that. They live from check to check. We all know that. And this way, actually, it makes it a little bit better.
We told them around open enrollment time that this was coming, so that to start planning in July, it's going to move from Friday to Tuesday. You'll probably still get it on Monday, but don't count on it. Don't have anything taken out of your bank account till Tuesday. That's when it's guaranteed to be to you.
I think, Glenn, there'll be some individuals that have to kind of alter their direct deposit or direct withdrawals time to meet these standards, but I think after a month or two, it'll probably work out for the best. Hopefully.
I'm glad to see this too, Judge, for the fact that it cleared up an audit issue. And that's one of the things that we was concentrating on fixing this year, was the things that was found in that audit finding. So I thank you for taking care of that.
Yep.
No problem. And in most places you work, like Eastern, it's a 2-week turnaround. You work 2 weeks and then you go 2 more weeks before you get paid for those previous 2 weeks. So, the few days that the week that we're going to have now is still under most standards.
Yep. Next, in the administrative codes, things we changed was in the promotions and pay increases. Madison County Fiscal Court follows an employee job classification code. This code is adopted separately from the administrative code and governs the pay ranges and promotion opportunities for the Madison County employees. If y'all remember last year when we did our administrative code, we hadn't done our job classifications yet, and so this language is really not in here, and so we've added it in. Also, the evaluations, we've added it in because part of our job classification code is an evaluation process. Madison County employees will be evaluated on an annual basis in the month of April and May with a formal annual review. In addition, quarterly check-ins will take place between the employee and the supervisor. So we've added that part in. Time clock, we added this in. All employees shall clock in and out, including for lunch and breaks, each workday. Individuals who clock in remotely shall do so only once work has commenced. So we've had a few situations where maybe some people are clocking in and they're really not at work yet, or on their way, or and so we wanted to add that time clock, clocking in and out, to potentially fix that, and it's in our administrative code.
Is that a help to you, the clock?
Oh, yes. Yeah, the clocking system is a great help.
Okay.
Vacation leave, all regular and full-time employees are entitled to 8 hours of vacation time provided on a per-month basis beginning the first day of the month after employment has started. Employees who use daily work schedule hours exceed the daily 7.5 hours are required to utilize additional hours to cover the full 8 hours or 10 hours required to make up a full day. So this language wasn't in there. We wanted to explain it a little better. because you get 8 hours a month of vacation. But some people might work a 10-hour shift. And so if you work a 10-hour shift, you only get 8 hours of vacation. So you would actually have to wait 2 months before you can take that vacation day. So we wanted to clear that up in our administrative code. It wasn't explained very well. I think that was it. Yep, that was it. So at this time, I need a motion and a second to approve the first reading of ordinance 1610, which is the amending of the administrative code for 2016-17 fiscal year.
So move.
Second.
If there's no more discussion, call the roll, please.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Master Buckley?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Judges report. The Play Think Festival in Berea is June 15th through June 19th. Contact Berea Tourism for details. Again, that's the Play Think Festival in Berea is June 15th through June 19th. Taste of Richmond is on Friday, June 17th, beginning at 6 p.m. in the Richmond Center. I know I've been to that event several times, and it's actually a fun event. And contact the Richmond Chamber for any details. The Daniel Boone Splash and Dash is in Berea on Saturday, June the 25th. Contact Berea Parks and Recreation for those details. I think that's in partner with Berea College. You heard about that, Beth?
It's the Boone Trace Trail, like the Trail Town Committee's been on it,
Yeah.
which is through Berea College
Berea College,
Entrepreneurship
yeah.
for the public
Yeah.
and students. So yeah, that's their Berea College connection.
Yep. So it looks like a fun event. I know their little invitation cards are very colorful, and I think it's going to be a great event. So again, that's June the 5th, or June 25th, which is a Saturday. Farmers Market is up and running in Richmond and in Berea. I know the Lowe's one, obviously the one here on Saturdays is open, and the one at Lowe's, and then also down in Berea. And I want to make a reminder to everybody in the community, we are starting to hear some feedback from our jail task force work session that we had. We've got people that are responding, but remember that it is on our website. The whole jail task force report is on our website, and right on our website you just click on the transparency link. And it'll take you right to that, and we would like to hear back from our community on what their thoughts are. And also you can watch it on YouTube. It's on our YouTube. And that's all I've got. Oh, no, it didn't. I want to make one other announcement. I was asked to make an announcement. There is a young man that is in our community that has leukemia. Here it is. There's a young man, his name is Hunter Sean, and he has leukemia, and they're having a charity car wash on Saturday, June the 25th, out at Richmond Car and Truck Center. So I was just asked to announce that to the community to help out this family and this boy that has leukemia. So again, that's June 25th from 9 to 3 at Richmond Car and Truck Center, and it's a charity car wash.
That's off Alvin James Boulevard out there.
That's exactly right. And it is also, looks like it's also sponsored by the Richmond City Police Department as well. So just want to make that announcement. That's all I have for today. Comments from department heads. Phil?
Just want to remind everyone that the county parks are up and running, Battlefield and Kirksville and Union City of Whitehall.
And if someone wants to reserve the pavilion, they just need to call the Battle of Richmond Visitors Center at 624-0013. The boat ramps at College Hill Road and Poozy Ridge Road, they're open also, being used. Lake Wheel Green, the fishing pier is open and the boat ramp is open. The boat slips and docks are not available right now. We're working on some plans of figuring out how we're going to handle that. But to cut down on a lot of rumors and things, it is open. We do actually clean up after yourself. The tournaments are going on just like they always have, and it's a great service for our community. The Battle of Richmond Visitor Center is open 7 days a week from 10 till 4:30 Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 on Saturdays, and 2 to 4 on Sundays. So if you have visitors in during the holidays or during the summer and you want to get them out of the house, send them out to me. Also, the Battle of Richmond Association, many of you all know about this, took on an effort to bring a permanent artillery piece back to the Battle of Richmond. And over the past year, they raised $20,000 to do this. We installed the 3-inch ordnance rifle there at the Visitors Center about 10 days ago. And at 10 a.m. on July the 4th, we're going to be unveiling it and dedicating it. And we want to thank all the people who donated. I'm not going to sit here and say that they didn't get some large donations, but the vast majority of them were $25, $50, $75, $100. And this is how we work. And this is how all these organizations, and Judge Taylor knows very good and well when he goes places, that the volunteers are what make all these events work. And if you have any questions, you just call out there at the Visitor Center, and there's also a lot of information on Channel 46. Chris Israel and his staff really work keeping that up to date, and it's there for the public to use. Thank you very much.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. Anybody else?
Maybe I can just let everybody know. Our population yesterday when I left, I haven't checked this morning, but when I left it was 372. And that's the highest we've ever been. Now, and that was with 302 in here,
Right.
and 70 something in Casey and Clay County. Now tomorrow evening we'll have 400 or more because we're going to get a bunch for court for Thursday, so we'll have probably over 400 in this facility by Wednesday evening.
400 here,
Here.
besides the 70.
Well, no, let me say, we'll have 300 and probably 20, 25 in
Okay,
here.
okay.
Yeah, in here, 320 or 25. But it's just kind of keeping everybody up to date, where our population is and what's going on.
Thanks, Doug. Anybody else?
I got a couple things.
I'll get to you in a minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll wait my turn.
Yeah, you wait your turn.
You just point at me.
It's your turn, Larry.
You can pull my string, you
No,
can
okay.
pull yours. First of all, let me say I'm just glad to be here, but I want to thank each and every person that served on the jail task force because they done an incredible job. I had to leave a little early when that was presented, but I did watch it on TV, and I felt like it would be that way. And John, he attended in a lot of places, went a lot of places. Judge, I know you did, and I want to thank you all for that. You give the people of Madison County and myself really the big problem we have. Of course, we know we got a problem, and when you, like Philip said there, we get $25 donations. You may need to put that on our website that we're taking donations for a new jail, but that probably won't work. But I do want to thank everybody that served. After I got to thinking about it, it was a lot of time, and I appreciate you all representing the court and everybody that served on it. I know Mike, he was. That's what makes a wheel turn when you get everybody involved. So I want to say the 30 plus years I've got in, I don't want to go backwards. I want to move forward. So let's move forward. This is something that that we've got to address somewhere down the road. I don't have the answers. I do have the answer, build a new jail, but I don't have the money. And I'm going to ask the judge to take care of that for us.
Thanks.
But really, I mean, I think we educated the public a lot on the part, and Judge, I've had several comments and calls about when you put that on the website, people saying, well, why don't you try this and that? And I've been writing them down, and I'm gonna meet with the judge and we're gonna discuss it. But I encourage everybody that's watching this, if you've got a solution to our problem, we're more than willing to listen to you. Because we know we got a problem and we gotta address it. We spend that whole budget and we still won't solve the problem.
And we've got to do it fairly quickly. You know, make some decisions.
I thought the article on you was good.
That's just my opinion.
Well, I knew that. But, well, that's probably everybody's opinion. But the thing is, we have to address it. Other than that, I'm just glad to be here, Judge.
Glad you're here, bud. Roger?
Yeah, well, Larry was talking about the jail issue there. I wrote that down and showed it to the judge. That's what it's all about. Where's the money coming from? And we've known that a long time. It's got to happen. It's just a terrible burden for us to try to figure out how we're going to do it. And I don't think anybody realizes how much money we're talking per year. You know, we talk about a millions of dollar figure, but just per year it's going to be unbelievable.
Well, we may have to do like the Japanese. Instead of pay back 20, they put everything on 100 years. So that may be what we'll have to do.
I thought we was almost already there now.
Well, we probably are.
Yeah. Well, we're on a 40-year with ours. I think it's a 40-year cycle with ours, I believe.
But anyway, I wanted to give a shout out to all of our employees. I was glad that most of them got to come out for our cookout that we had. The elected officials had the cookout for them, just to show them that we appreciate them and appreciate what they do for us. Some of them couldn't make it because of their jobs, like the 911, some of them, but they took food back to them. I hope everybody enjoyed it. They seemed to be enthused and like being there and appreciated what we've done for them. I thought it went good. The road department I know is awful busy right now. We've got grass growing everywhere and potholes to patch and whatever. It's just, I'm sure you're short on help like you always are when you get this busy part of the year. But appreciate what you all do, all the departments as far as that's concerned. Shout out to Philip back there. Philip, he runs a good show for us at the museum out there. He gives a good talk, knows what he's talking about. And, I talk to people all the time that are impressed how informative he is. Let you know what's going on. Other than that, just glad to be here like Larry.
Thanks, Roger. John?
I'll echo what Rod said. I had some good comments on the employee cookout the other day. Everybody seemed appreciative of that and had some good turnout. Almost everybody was able to come. We served, I don't know, over 200 hamburgers like those. I know, and we ran out and had to go get some, but that's a good thing. Appreciate all the elected officials stepping up and helping donate for that. And I attended the Relay for Life the other night over at Cottle Middle, and it was a hot day. It was a little bit less crowd than what normally is there, but there was, the faithful were still there supporting the cancer drive, and that's a great organization, and a lot of people have dealt with that in their lives, and it's something you know that touches so many different lives. Also, that evening I went out to the fairgrounds and watched the truck and tractor pull. The Waco Fire Department, volunteer fire department, put on an outstanding truck and tractor pull. I think last year's numbers were 2,800 people. I'm sure they had over 3,500 people out there the other night. It was just a great crowd. A lot of wasn't a whole lot of local competitors, but a lot from Tennessee and Eastern Kentucky and around the community, the state of Kentucky. But the community seems to love that kind of thing, and it was a great fundraiser for the fire department down in Waco, and they do a great job with their volunteer service down there. I hate to keep hitting on the jail, but you know, like Doug said, 370 yesterday. We're double capacity, and we've got to like Judge Taylor said, please get on the website and look at the task force recommendations. Get educated about the situation and how serious it is for the county, and just do a lot of praying about what we need to do here in the county. And if you got some suggestions, feel free to share them with us. We're here open for any great ideas that you might have. That's about all I got to do.
Thanks, John. Appreciate you. Tom?
Well, like everyone else, Judge, I just want to thank everyone that's called and made comments about the jail. We appreciate that, and that input and your feedback on that means a lot to us when we make decisions on that. I want to apologize to you men for not being able to make it over to the EOC ribbon cutting, and Bill not getting to take my picture. I'm sorry, we can do that one-on-one afterwards if you'd like to, Bill. But I did get the opportunity to go through that facility, and that is outstanding. I mean, that is top-notch all the way. I hope to make a trip over there with the chief and get to see the fire department side of it. I missed that, but everything else, the 911 center, that's we're very fortunate to have a facility like that here in Madison County. For Scott Tussey, who had an appointment this morning, just want to remind everyone, I don't know if you said it, Judge. If you did, I missed it. I was sleeping through it. The river sweep is this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 down at Boonesboro Beach. And last year they picked up a couple of truckloads of, man, you wouldn't believe what they pick up on the side of the river down there at Boonesboro. So anybody'd like to come out and help with that, I know that they would certainly appreciate it. I'd also like to remind everyone, along with what was being said earlier about Will Green, that Will Green Lake is open for fishing. It's open for the most part 24/7. Please be respectful of the residents that live out there around the lake. They get up and go to work every day, whether you fish all night or not. And also, please remember that the speed on the Will Green is idle speed only. So don't take your power boats out there and check out your engine. We've got a sheriff will send his folks out to visit you when you come out if you do. And we thank you for that, Sheriff. And last, I'd just like to say happy birthday to all of the soldiers, active duty, and the veterans of the United States Army. Today is the 241st birthday of the Army, and I thank everyone that's spent time in the Army. So I'm done, Judge. Thank you very much.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Mark?
No, sir.
You have anything?
No, sir. No, sir.
Our Honorable Clerk Kenny Barton.
I might talk longer now that I've been to the restroom, so you might want me to go first. No, keep it very short. I want to thank City of Berea's IT department and their maintenance department for help for us moving, and especially Amanda Haney in their codes department, who's been great filling in and helping us get things wrapped up down there in Berea. We are in the new office, which is in the municipal building, which most people know is either the police department or the old post office. We're in the you just go in the back door, we're right there.
You're right behind the courtroom, right?
Yep, right behind the courtroom. Got fired back up about 1:30 Friday, and we were open all day yesterday, and we're open for business today. Everything's running pretty smooth. I also want to thank my staff. Our 2014 audit results finally came back, and we knew they were going to be good, but they were better than good. There were no recommendations and no concerns in the audit. It's the thinnest audit I've ever seen. It's just about 5 pages.
Yeah.
And that's all due to their hard work of, tackling these problems. It's taken us a long time to get here, longer than I'd like, but we're really addressing the issues, and the auditors appreciate it, and we've built a good rapport with their whole staff. But like I say, that's a 2014. We haven't even started in 2015. Here we are June 2016. That's how far behind they are. But I take that as a good sign that this audit results came up. They get the ones with a whole lot of recommendations out first. And then they worry about ours coming out later. So I think that's a good thing. They think we're doing all right.
Good.
I'm just glad to be here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kenny.
Well, you're doing a good job, I'll say that.
Thank you. We're trying.
Any comments from the audience?
Hey, I want to say something about, I'll go up here.
Sure.
About our work program. Take a little of your time. The work programs that we have, I had 2 officers out. Sean Moody was one of them, Neil Winkler was the other one, working where
They were going out picking up trash on our roads, weed eating, things like that. Well, the state decided to shut one of those programs down. So one of the officers had to be laid off. So I continued with Neil Winkler taking the inmates out and picking up trash that we all see they're doing. Well, the state decided, sent me a letter saying they were not going to renew this contract. Well, we made some phone calls. I made one, Reagan made one, wondering why we're not going to renew. Well, we got that all figured out. They decided we would renew again. Well, what they're going to do now is that they're going to cut the trash picking up program out and just weed eat, cut brush, weed eat, and things like that. But what they're also going to do with that program is that on rainy days, they don't work. So that officer that goes out with them, which is Neil Winkler at the time, right now will not get paid. So he's kind of sitting and waiting for the state to call him, tell him come work today. So with that said, he can't do that. You know, that he's got to go find him a job, a full-time job. So he's going to, you know, I can't renew the contract with them because I don't have anybody who wants to work like that wants to wait for the state to call. You know, in the wintertime they won't work if it's raining.
You talk about going out and weed eating and stuff too. Are you talking about going out in our county and weed eating, or is it going to be around the bypass like I see?
Well, it's mainly state roads.
Right. But
Yeah, and I guess it's mainly state roads, you know,
but there's still state roads out in the county,
Oh, I
like
understand that.
499 or Cascaffel Cane or.
But the majority of the work is going to go on in the cities.
Yeah, but you know, and I know there's some weeding needs to be done and brush cutting and things, but the trash pickup is very important also. But when I talked with Matthew at the Department of Transportation, he said, well, if we see a truckload of trash that's dumped over, we'll stop and pick it up. You know, we'll get the inmates, but we're not going to go out and pick it up daily. So that's, you know, it's very important to me too. Also, the trash, the litter, you know, and it's working. We can see it working. How, you know, these inmates are picking it up and what it does for this county. So anyway, they've cut that out, going to weed eat more and pretty much have somebody on call. So Neil said that he can't do that. So I'm going to talk with Matthew's Department of Transportation and tell him I'm not going to renew this contract with him because I have nobody that wants to work, you know, like that be their own call.
What do you need from us, though? What can we help?
Well, you know, it's about can we afford it? You know, and Ray and I've talked about can we keep this up? Can we do it? You know, and I think it's a decision. It's a good program, without a doubt. It's a good program to weed eat wherever and pick up trash. It's obviously a great program. And again, it's working for this county. I see a lot of good results. And I hear a lot of feedback from people. And thank you, you know, for what you're doing with these inmates that are working. So yeah, I think it's to keep these programs going, it would take this field court getting together and talking about can we afford it or can we not? You know, that sort of thing. But with the state, I can't renew a contract with them if this is the way they want to operate.
What's that contract cost us to do?
Well, the state actually pays us back, and I haven't sat down and done the numbers. I pay the officer, we pay the officer, then we send the bill to the state, and they reimburse us for that officer.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a wash, I think.
Do we?
Yeah, they pay for the officer plus benefits, they pay for the gasoline, and they pay for the meals for the inmates. So.
But like the vehicle, I mean, obviously when this program started, I mean, that vehicle cost something.
Yeah, we purchased the vehicle, the county, you know, purchased that vehicle.
So really all we're at is the salary for the person that would be.
The person that would be taking them out,
Right.
that'd be one person. And again, it's mainly state inmates that I'm working, which is state wants me to work their inmates if we're going to be housed in our facility. So again, you know, that's something that we would consider, but it is a great program. You know, we just have to get together and figure out if we can afford it or not.
I know I hate to hear that simply because Neil has been very responsive on calls I've made, especially out on the Lancaster Avenue. I mean, I get calls out there all the time about trash, and I mean, they'll go through and pick it up, and you can drive back around next week and it's scattered out again. I mean, it's just a popular place for folks to drive down, toss the crap out. It's just the way it is. But they've been really responsive, not just there, but in other places where I've asked them to come. You know, they either show up that day or the next day at the latest to, you know, tidy that up. Makes the county look good. I mean, it's just.
It's a good program, and that's not one more.
Doug, one of the things I want to make sure that we explain too is that the program before, the way the program runs now, all right now is that this group, if it is raining, they would go to the state road department out on 25, and they would do work out there around
Clean
the
the
garage.
clean the
They
trucks.
clean the garage up, clean the trucks, wash trucks. So they were working on rainy days as well. So that's why the program works right now, is because they had them busy even on rainy days. Obviously, they're saying now that they don't need them out there working, and so on rainy days, they're not. Or, I guess if the state says, hey, it could be pretty, you know, I guess they could still say, hey, we don't have anything to do today, so.
Exactly, and you don't get paid, you know, for that, and you just can't afford to do that. You gotta find a full-time job, so if I can do that.
I think everybody in the community appreciates, you know, seeing the trash picked up on the roadside.
Sure,
and,
they do.
You know, especially when you're getting some services from the inmates, part of their paying back to society, you know, people feel like. And so, you know, any way to further this program and continue it, Doug, I'm forward. If we need to maybe write the transportation department a letter or something and talk to them personally or whatever.
I've actually, you know, Ray and I both talked to them on the phone.
Yeah.
You know, and this is what they're going to do.
Is it higher up? Is it the legislators not funded? There's not funds there for it, or is it just the
I don't know.
transportation department?
I don't know. I know they cut out one of the officers. You know, I had two. One picking up trash with inmates, and weed eating with inmates, and they decided to cut one of them down this year.
Have you talked to other counties, or are they cutting back on all the counties?
My understanding, they're going to do the meeting they had. I wasn't in the meeting. This is just hearsay from one of the guys that was in the meeting, that they're going to do all of this way. All counties this way.
Well, I think their biggest problem right now, they don't have a leader. I mean, you know, you talked to one today, he's got to run it by somebody else. There's no chief over, are there? I mean, you and I have had this conversation several times. That's a problem, but I'm sure that'll be solved someday. But two things you said. You said, can we afford it or can't we afford it? I don't think we can not afford it. And the reason I say that is, look what benefit it does for the county. And if you're only out one person's salary or fuel or whatever, then more than pick up a lot more than that. So I don't think we can not afford it. I think it's something that we need to do.
One thing that and I just now thought of this, Doug, is that maybe we could reach out to the city of Berea and the city of Richmond and see if they would want to potentially partner with the county and the state, and maybe see if there's a way that we can partner us for to provide this service to the community. You know, I don't think it's fair for the county fiscal court, all right, to pay for it all and be out in the city of Richmond, city of Berea picking up trash.
And they do, pick it up.
I know, and right now it's fine because the state, the state's paying for it, you know, and these are state roads. But if maybe we could look and see what that full-time expense is and see if Berea and Richmond's governments would be interested in doing an interlocal agreement to where we split it. Maybe it does make it more affordable for all of us, you know, but we can still provide that service. So
I think it'd be great to share the cost.
I'll do some checking in with the mayors and see.
Yeah, this contract runs out June the 30th, and I'm not going to renew with them. I don't see no. I mean, I have nobody that wants to do that.
Yeah.
So I'll talk with Matthew, and that's what we're going to be doing.
Can you work with him, Glenn, and help us get a number for that?
What if, I know we don't want to renew with them doing it like that, but if we end up supplying it, could we not still use them on the days that they will, you know, go ahead and let them, if we're going to be out there working anyway, let them reimburse us for the days that they will reimburse us for?
Well, I guess we can, you know, it's just something we'd have to sit down and talk about and just see where we want to go, what we want to do.
And the county pick up for the rainy days, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like we would still work the crews the same way, But on the days that they approve it, at least the state would be footing the bill on those days. The days that they don't approve it, then the three governments could pick
That would
up
almost
and-
cut it in half.
Yeah,
But what are
that
they
would
gonna
be
be doing on those rainy days?
I don't know.
Well, did y'all, you said something about the rainy days, they didn't want them out. Was you all going out on rainy days and picking up?
Well, with the state, they were going out on a rainy day, and they would go out to the garage and clean the garage at the state road
Oh,
department,
okay.
or clean their trucks and work out there that day. But then the state don't want the inmates at the garages hanging out, so to speak, you know, working out there with their employees. You know, they want them to stay away from the buildings. Matter of fact, they don't even want them coming out there now. I don't know what's changed for them or what the reasoning,
Yeah.
but they don't want them coming out there now.
They could help out at the road garage cleaning up, or they could
That's something we can possibly
alternate
do,
between
yeah.
the three entities, letting them help out at a specific place.
They're probably interrupting their card game.
Possibly, maybe so. But again, this ends June 30th, so if we don't get together and talk before then, and
Yeah, we will.
I won't call Matthew now. We'll wait, you and I
Yes.
together, and before we make a phone call to Matthew, see where we're at.
Okay.
But your inmates would still be incarcerated on rainy days. Really what you're trying to find work for would be the county employee that would be out with the inmates.
Yeah, you want to keep
Yeah.
the
You
officer
don't
out
have to
working.
figure
I mean, it's
to get five inmates, keep five inmates
Yeah.
busy on a rainy day. It's just, I'm sure you've got something that he could do at the jail on days that he couldn't go out with the inmates. And that's what the county would be paying for. Am I right?
Well, I mean,
we wouldn't get reimbursed for
I'm
those
sure the
days.
chief can use some every now and then to wash vehicles and clean up and stuff. And
yeah, there may be plenty or several things to do for Neil and some inmates to go out and clean vehicles or clean a building or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, he just wants the job. You know, he wants to keep his job, and the state wants me to work their inmates. You know, so that's what I have to do. Yeah, and if we can work the state until it rains, and if it rains 4 or 5 days, we take them and we work them.
But at the same time, man, I don't want us to get in the habit of bailing out the state all the time either.
No.
You know, I mean, there's already a lot of things that is costing us now with decisions the state government's doing that is financially affecting us. I mean, our sheriff's department is a perfect example of state police. You know,
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
And you know, I don't want to get in a situation. I mean, we did it with Scaffold Cane Road. That should have been something that the state should have picked up. Panola Road is closed down right now because the state's not doing their job, and I'm not going to get in a situation where I'm not going to be for us as a county government always picking up the shortfall of the state. You know,
So again, we'll get together and let me know what you all want to do before I call Matthew and cancel or not renew that contract.
Thank you, Doug.
Okay.
Thanks, appreciate that update, Doug. It's good. All right. No more comments from the audience. At this time, I need a motion and a second to pay the claims, approve the transfers.
So moved.
Second.
There's no discussion. Call the roll, please.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Master Biken?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next court date is Tuesday, June 28th, 2016, and that'll be here in Richmond. Again, that's Tuesday, June 28th, which is here in Richmond. Look forward to seeing everybody at that meeting. Need a motion and a second to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Master
Call the
Biker?
roll.
Yes.
Master Combs? Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes.